Hi, Virgo. Okay, welcome to the channel. Welcome to now. Okay, let me center myself. Just a second, please. Well, what has brought you here is bravery, right? Is you letting go of something, you not only understanding like the internal energy behind it, but also I heard something about matching that in the external world, right? Like taking appropriate action, taking initiative, right? And I heard making a stance about something in a kind of way. Not aggressive, just a stance. Like I heard, here I am, right? That's part of the bravery. That's part of the courage, which it took a lot. I see it took a lot to get there. But you always knew deep down that you could do it, right? But you didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. But it did. And it helped you not be so stuck on the past in a way. You could also, for some of you, still be learning a bit about this, right? Perhaps the mind flutters there a bit. And what's interesting is your next step, where you will be going, has more tests about courage, about bravery, about really big, open-hearted, heart-centric tests. And I almost lost my voice. Right? There's this heart-centric tests. And I see that if you pass those tests, if you were up for the challenge, if you were up for, I heard again, if you're up for the challenge of these tests, right? Then I see that when you get to the future, whatever it is that's always scared you about love or about communicating with your partners, with people you're intimate with, not just from your mind, but from your heart, right? Whatever that interference kind of is, because and also I heard where to stop having conversations with the mind from the heart, like about the past, right? There's something about letting that go. That part has to be let go. I heard let gone. Needs to be let gone, okay? So that you can have this new. But there's challenges in between now and then. And you do have to be really brave. You have to be very courageous. You have to be very confident and be happy for what it is that you have now. I see again, friendship is one of the most important things. Romance could be a part of this. Like again, it's all heart-centric, but it's like love in a sense. But what's the difference between loving your friend and loving your lover? Loving God and loving your lover. Well, it's all love, right? Humans try to define everything to what the heck it's all supposed to be, and I'm not saying there aren't rules to it in a way, right? Of course, there's certain lines maybe in the sand or to be drawn or what have you, but that's still a human construct. You know what I mean? I mean, think about how lonely some people get because they're single, right? How sad they are at themselves, how mad they are at themselves, all this, like they're not lovable or something. Of course, that's not the point, right? We're always in love. We're in the pool of love all the time. Now, does it feel like that all the time? No, but that's really what's happening, you know? I see Leo and Scorpio, Gemini. Leo, Scorpio, Gemini are important to this situation. Okay. I guess part of the next test is you're learning, someone's learning about what they're afraid of, you know, what they're afraid of. And at this point in time, there's nothing anyone can do to make a decision how do I see it? Something will be like kind of, I heard sort of finalized in a way in November. Okay. Something you've been mulling over, something you've been feeling out, right? And whatever that thing is, whatever it is that the heart is deciding, I see again between now and then like 2 to 3 months from now, you're learning more about yourself. You're learning more, right, about, well, how do you make your own light? Right? How do you take the internal light and make it an external thing? And I remember this old reading of yours called Internal Equals External. You could look it up that way. It's like maybe 2 years ago now. But that's important, okay? Because that's what's happening here is there's, again, you've been learning this great lesson about this matching, like, again, taking appropriate action, being patient, having faith in situations, leaving the past behind so that your heart can be more free and is not so afraid of, for a lot of you, love or whatever that all means. Because in your other reading, actually, it showed me, it said something about, the reading said something about, what someone's actually afraid of is love, and love scares the ever fucking loving bejesus out of you, is what it said. Or again, whatever love all means, right? Maybe the people that you loved, there had been situations that scared the ever loving bejesus out of you, and you were like, bzz, bzz, I don't know what to do. You know, it threw you off track, and it probably made you question your own self-value and who it is that you are and what it is that you're worth, and, you know, like, what is love? It, like, it probably got complicated in some kind of way. I heard welcome to the club. And then I see, what are you going to do about it now? I really see your friendships, you being like, the more you are happy with your own heart, right? The more you are happy with the people that you have in your life in a really simple way, right? Creating with other people, creating conversation, creating pieces of art, creating a space, whatever it may be, right? Creating laughter, you know, creating joy. Again, taking that internal light, that joy, that love, that laughter, all that, and having it, showing it, you know? And realizing that's really what a part of love is being vulnerable, right? Like, and seeing again wherever it is in love that we're afraid, right? Because think about it, I was just telling Leo, like, there are some people who think that they're missing something because they don't, if they don't have a person or a partner. It's like, God's your partner, you know what I mean? Nature's your partner. I'm your partner, you know? Your sister, your brother, they're all your partners. Like, it's, and of course some people are, you know, maybe more in tune dance partners than other people or whatever, but it's like, you're never alone. So what is lonely? I guess your heart is also figuring that out. Like, where are there any, I heard, where is the heart like Swiss cheese, right? Let me see what this decision is about. Hold on. Well, actually, I want to see what your heart wants to say. That one. You're letting down, someone's letting down the walls in their heart, right? But they're still a little intimidated by something, but it has to do with the past because change hurts, right? Yeah. Change hurts, right? It's not comfortable. It's uncomfortable to grow, right? It's extremely uncomfortable. You're like pulling two things, you know, it's like two things. You can't have the new if you keep hanging on to the old. If your hands are full, if your heart is full, if your mind is full, if your feelings are full of the past, then how the heck are you going to have something new? How the heck are you going to have something new if you're still clinging to the past? You can't. If you're too afraid to let go of the past, right? And again, and we all do it unconsciously, but particularly, like, most people here have been married and divorced and whatever, multiple relationships. It's like, we hang on to that, you know, and judge ourselves by it and judge others by it. And, but the question now is like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do now, Virgo? Right? I see positive air around you, right? Like good mental, good communication, good ideas, right? Remember, if there's anyone that around you that is a shining light, it is a reflection of you, right? Positive attributes that you admire in other people, that's you. And the parts that feel uncomfortable or heavy or what have you, that's also parts of you, right? And I see that the more open-hearted and more open-minded you are to that situation, then you can solve whatever it is that you're trying to figure out in your heart, right? To get to the next step. So I guess remember too that whoever you're around is sort of going through that in the same way, in a sense. Right? That's something maybe you're learning about, is that everyone's going through it in their own way. Right? And Everyone figures it out when they're ready, right? Everyone figures out that they're worth and their piece of self inside of their self. You never solve the holes in your heart with love of another, ever. Never, ever, not once. Those sad parts, those Swiss cheese parts, nope. But if you love yourself and love life, love the changes and the growth and the lessons and even the parts where you felt stuck, you love those, and because you freed yourself from them, so you gained some sort of confidence, right? That you made it through that. You were super stuck and things were really painful and you fucking cut yourself out of it. Good job. You know? You realize that you weren't really stuck. All you had to actually do was ask for help. Right? It was to expose yourself and where it is that you're scared or afraid or, right? You like, just look at it. Just look at it. And when you do, what happens? Let's see. Dun da da da. Then while you're walking through life, you walk through life with an open heart. Only a fool closes their heart to love. Yep. Try not to be too worried about the path, okay, right now. Sure, think about the future, maybe what you'd like it to be in a kind of way when you get there, like how you want to feel, maybe towards the end of the year or something, a couple months from now, whatever your timeline is. You can think about the future, but try not to be too worried about all the details, okay? Try not to be, try not to be too worried about the details right now. This time frame is for you to feel something out. Is to be like in your body, be in your emotions, be in that heart center, and like, how does it feel? How does it feel? Virgo. Where is it still protected? Too much. And realize that if anybody else has a bunch of armor on in a kind of way, again, it is just a reflection of you, and there is nothing you can do to take that armor off. That person has to do that for themselves, as you do for you. Love never disappears someone else's armor, someone's armor. Each person has to, it's pretend, right? It's a imaginary construct. Right? Happy now. Happy August. Anyone who is still here, thank you for being patient. Thank you for all your wonderful support. Really. I can't believe this is what I do for a job, and I feel incredibly, utterly grateful. Thank you so much. You're doing a great service to wanting to look at these sorts of things and ask these kinds of questions, you know? And I know that you'll find the answers that you're looking for because you already have them right inside of you. Okay? Love you. Peace.